So excited to be on this walk with Kristina. Christine, I'm going to let her introduce herself, but we met through Run Club, and I'm just really excited to be in conversation with her. We have our coffee from Wells.
It's Kristina. I'm a Virgo. And what else? Actually from Fort Worth, Texas. I've been in Fort Lauderdale for almost 6 years now. Just needed a change in life, and here I am 6 years later. I've been an avid gym person and everything too. But recently, in the past couple of years, I've been more running and active, and then this past year, ran 3 half marathons.
Casual, just 3 half marathons, whatever.
And so I've just been an avid runner, and then I found TRC, which I met Taylor through, and then been having a great journey. Very supportive, kind, and caring. So if you need help with anything, I'm always going to be there, no matter my situation.
And then I know when we were on a Wednesday run a few weeks back, or God, like this like a few months ago. Oh my God, all the days are one.
I know.
You had been telling me about this really cool, like, entrepreneurship you're starting. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I actually started my own mobile bartending business called
Port
Perfect Mobile Bar. Bartending is I bring a bar to you, or I can set up a bar for you and just be your personal bartender.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I'm down here by myself. Like, the community, like, I'm big family oriented and everything. So having this community family now has been
slow down a little bit.
Big part of my life. So I'm just losing my hair. Like, I'm still a very healthy, active person who's getting chemicals to help fight something in my body. So I'm not sick. I'm just trying to fight this thing.
I actually love that perspective, right? Because so often, whatever the identity is, right? Like, even runner, right? Like, that's an identity versus like, I am a human first,
right,
who runs. You are a healthy person, and you're fighting something right now, and all the good cells are on its way to fight the cells that don't need to be there.
I've had this positivity since the beginning, so
like
I've
always.
Just always. And then my doctors have been great. They're like, she's like, Kristina, you're a very healthy, active person. You're just have this bad thing in your body that we're going to try to kill.
I know, that was a complete shock.
Yeah, but I did find out in 35.
Right. So like, what? This is not something you hear about. Like, how did you find out? Like, what were the signs? Or
more fatigue and slowing down were kind of a signs that I approached my doctor with. And then I did feel like just a daily routine. I did feel like a mass on my breast.
Okay.
And so then that's when I was like, okay, I need to take this approach and get it checked out
and see what's going on.
The decisions to actually be made on like I don't know how to explain it. Just like the process of going through everything, like doctors, surgeons. You have to meet every 21 days to get chemo. Now you have to go in for radiation 5 days a week, 10 minutes a day.
So there's also like a mental load going on.
There's a lot of mental, That's why I said there's more ups and downs, but thankfully there's a lot of ups in the mental department, but they're still less stressful. Still takes a toll on you mentally, like, okay, well, I have to get up at this time and then go to the doctor's, which is like 20 minutes away, and all that. I'm telling you that for my treatment plan for chemo is that my doctor, oncologist, she's like, hey, if you want to have kids, you need to think about freezing your eggs. And
so more things you haven't thought about.
More things you haven't thought about. So it's like, oh, okay, because during chemo, even 2 years afterwards, like they say, okay, you can try, but you don't know if you're guaranteed. The relationship with my running, it has been amazing. There's been times I don't want to run, and I just have to make myself run, because I just have so much going on in my head that running helps me think everything clearly, kind of just talk to myself while running and just get it out there. That way I feel better as well.
So I'm hearing getting out of your head and into your body.
Yeah.
What's your relationship like to your body?
Not gonna lie, I've always had a love-hate relationship with my body, but just trying to stay active just makes me more comfortable with it, because I know I'm a strong person. So that's all that really matters, is I'm strong.
Chris, how do you connect with your body right now in your daily life?
Just staying active, and then making sure that I'm eating correctly and just being more active.
And as I know, you mentioned that you've run 3 races this last year, 3 big half marathons. How has connecting to your body shifted any outcomes? And I don't mean a PR.
Achieving new goals on Nashville race was very hilly. So that was a mental thing on like just going over the ups and downs of all the hills. And then just like for how far it is, it's like when you're at mile 8, you're like, oh shit, like I have a lot more to go, you know?
A half marathon for folks is 13.1.
Yeah.
So mile 8, we're a little over halfway.
So it's just like mentally, like you can push yourself even more, but physically is also the tough part. You have to just keep going.
Yeah. Okay. How has running been part of your healing journey, if at all?
It's been very healing on just like keeping an open mind, just like letting everything go, just run with the flow, and then just keep running. I ran 8 miles before, just thinking in my head, and I even realized I ran 8 miles that day. I was just like, and I ran at a decent pace too. So it's just very freeing on everything. Well, I believe in myself a lot more after running, like even my first half marathon. Training for it, I was believing for it, but once I actually accomplished it, like I knew I could do anything, and that just gave me a whole new mindset on work life balance, everything as well.
Breakthroughs or aha moments have you had as a runner?
For anything, because those hills were very hilly, and your calves and legs definitely hurt the very next day or later that day. So it's just like, okay, I could do this.
Well, especially if you've been training on flat road, which is what we have here in Fort Lauderdale. So, I mean, it's a completely different elevation that you're working with. Even their flat road is higher than what we have at our flat road.
It definitely is. But just getting through all of that, I knew I could do anything. And just it was scary, but I only knew one person here in Fort Lauderdale. And so being friends with her, she had a very big connection of friends. So that kind of helped me have more friends when I hang out with her as well. But it was a journey. It was a tough decision to do, but I had a couple of deaths in the family in 2018, and then I just felt like I needed to move at that time and then get away. But you realize that you can't really get away from your feeling. You can only get away physically.
Yeah. So what was that like when you got here and you had to actually be in touch with the feelings?
It was a lot. There were a lot of crying and stuff, but luckily my friends were very helpful on being supportive and being around me all the time, that I didn't have to think about it all the time, that I always had some kind of distraction with the beach or paddleboarding or doing something else.
And it sounds like just being really active. Like, it sounds like you've always just been an active individual.
Yes, very active. So, and it's great. I've played sports. I was softball, volleyball, and then bowling in high school. And then I actually went to college on a bowling scholarship.
Yeah, you're a professional bowler.
I'm a professional
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Right. I had bowled 1/300 school perfect score. But my average is like a 218, and I've just been bowling tournaments, nationals, traveling to Vegas all the time, traveling to New Orleans or anywhere else that, you know, you just go on a team with people and they're like, hey, let's go to nationals, let's go to Vegas.
Okay, so for us non-bowlers, what does bowling a 218 mean?
That's an average 218. So that means
excuse me, I'm so sorry.
So it means every game I at least average a 218.
Wow. Okay, and that's like what, a million?
So it's like roughly around like 9 strikes throughout the game, or it's mainly spares too.
And how did you get into bowling?
It's funny, my my grandparents were into bowling, but my dad was more into it. And then, funny thing is they put me on a kids league. I got a free Scooby-Doo bowling ball from it. And then...
Oh, tell me you still have it.
I still have it.
Obviously.
So my parents were like, okay, well, let's get into a bigger league or an older league. And then I was like, no, I think I'm done with bowling. I want to focus on softball. And this gentleman comes over to my dad and he's like, well, your daughter looks like she has really good form. Would she like to bowl in this league? with these people. And I was like, oh, let's just go check it out.
How old were you?
11.
Okay. So you're like a prodigy bowler.
Prodigy bowler, yeah. Because I played softball, so because of pitching,
Sure.
you still have that form. And I was in ballet too and all that stuff. And once I went over to the other league, I saw 2 cute guys. And I was like, I'm in.
You know, it's so funny. I feel like soccer players become the kicker on the football team. Who knew that softball players become bowlers?
Exactly. That's true.
That's all.
Because of my journey, I was put in the hospital. They had to take out my port for chemo. And then they had to put in a PICC line right here for my chemo until I had my surgery. And that I can't lift anything more than 10 pounds.
And what do you normally bowl with?
15 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah. Currently going through chemo. I have stage 3 breast cancer. I already did my 4th round. Next week will be my 5th round out of 6 for this year. And then I have 12 more next year for immunotherapy. I was put in the hospital for sepsis in my bloodstream, on antibiotics for 4 weeks. They had to take out my port, put in my PICC line, and then just go through there.
And then how has...
I was on 24-hour antibiotics, so I had to wear a fanny pack for 24/7 for 4 weeks. Just getting antibiotics through the arm, and so you can't really run with that because it does kind of drain you.
Sure.
And kind of, you just want to be careful because it is a longer line that's hanging for your medication.
Well, when you're on antibiotics, you are more prone to injury. So it's one of those things where, like, it's not worth the risk that point.
It's not worth the risk. So I still stay active and walking. That way I'm still moving my body. But now that I'm off the antibiotics for a week now, I am going to slowly try to start my journey in running again.
That's amazing.
It's a good journey to realize, like, hey, you're stronger than what you think you are, but you also have to have a good mindset on being very positive on outcomes and what's going through. Just like knowing, like, hey, I am getting this chemical in my body, I lose my hair, but you know what, surprisingly, I'm okay being bald. Like, I'm okay with it. And I thought, like, my hair was my identity, and it kind of was, but I think I grew into myself more, that I'm okay with my appearance. All the flaws that you always thought about yourself, like, you know, every fine line you see on your face, like, okay, I can see it a little bit more. You can't hide it. But that's okay because I realized that I'm just as beautiful with and without hair.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You're super gorgeous.
Thank you.
Are you kidding me?
Thank you. But it takes a lot for you to realize that, you know, like yourself, to be inner and be one with yourself. Because it's like now you have nothing to hide about, or be like, oh, look at me, I have gorgeous hair, or whatever, you know?
Dang. And I mean, I know I kind of asked this in a different way, but if you were to fast forward a year from now, what are you hoping to be true?
To be what?
To be true.
To be true. Just true to myself. Just make sure that I'm still the same person that I am going through this journey. Staying positive, healthy, and active.
And that's what it is. It's the journey.
It is. It sure is.
Well, I feel like we're at mile 8 right now.
I know, right?
Like, this is the mile 8 of that journey,
right?
too,
It
even?
is. I would say about mile 8. We're almost 3/4. Yeah, mile 8.
Yeah.
From the journey, because I still have my surgery next January, and then that'll be a while. And then, depending on how many more surgeries I would need, it could be a whole year. I'm not too sure, but I will have to do radiation, and then I'll have to do immunotherapy. So that's going to be a lot. So.
Well, when I feel you did 3 half marathons last year. This year. Wow, 2025 still.
2025.
So I sometimes think of, like, how we train is how we move through life. Each race is a celebration of that. And each race is its own race portal. That we can take the experience of the race or of the training and apply it to life. So even just saying now, like, okay, well, when you spoke about your Nashville journey, how at mile 8, you were like, what the heck?
Right.
And so, like, I guess what correlation or relationship do you see between training and life, or racing and life?
Racing, like, training helps prepare you for the race, so you actually train harder than the actual race, which is crazy. You run more miles than the actual race itself. So I think just like life, you're just kind of going through the motions. Nothing can really train you for the next move, the next day. So you just have to keep moving every day.
I mean, that's true, right? Like, you can get to the starting line. That's goal 1. Goal 2 is the finish line. But you really don't know what's going to happen between miles 1 and whatever your race distance is.
You can trip on mile 2 and then be out for the season or the year. You never know. So it's like you just have to take day by day in daily life.
I love that.
We have like tough life going on right now. It always gets better. You can only change the outcome. That's the only thing I can say is your outcome is the one that actually means the most. People's actions do whatever you want. Work life can do whatever they want. It's just how you respond to it.
Over and out. Super, is like part of your like weekly staple and everything. And so, what was that like for you, having to defer, cancel? I don't know what that was like.
So it was heartbreaking, but you know, you always have to focus on your health before a race. So I'm just doing what I can. I'm staying active. I'm still walking and trying to be more proactive in everything too. So.
How would you define strength beyond physicalness?
Being stronger than strength. So just staying positive on every outcome, no matter what's happening. It's always your attitude that affects you the most than the actual outcome. Oh man, so there's going to be a lot of big changes in your life. Just keep your head up and then always keep moving, because there's always a good outcome.
If you were to wave a magic wand and go forward 5 years, what would that Kristina tell you today?
You made it. You made it in life. So the last thing I do want to say is, for everyone to just go get checked for blood testing, genetic testing, everything. That's how I found out about my cancer, was genetic testing, and then I got my mass. So just stay proactive, and then just go to the doctors, get yourself checked on everything. And then, because there's more and more women that do have breast cancer at a younger age now, so they're seeing that now.
Do you think they'll lower the age for mammograms? Now it's 40, right?
It's 40, but I think they're going to start probably within the next year or two, maybe lower it to maybe 35, or if that, hopefully lower. But there's more and more people I've come in contact through support groups that are in their 20s who have breast cancer. So just get genetic testing done, and then just kind of self-check every day.
And I'm even hearing through that, like, people can put out guidelines, but that's like a guideline.
It's a guideline.
It's really an invitation to get to know yourself deeper and your own body deeper, knowing that it might be in conflict or different than the guidelines, but that doesn't make it wrong.
No, it does not. So just stay active, healthy, and then just go to the doctors.
I love that.
Yeah, thank you. You're welcome.